Every year, on the 7th month of the Chinese lunar calendar, Taoists and Buddhists observe the Hungry Ghost Festival, or 中元节. It is believed that during this month, the gates of hell are opened, and the wandering spirits of deceased individuals are allowed to roam the realm of the living for a month. During the month, believers pay respects to relatives and ancestors that had passed away before by offering food, burning of joss sticks, paper money or hell notes, and gifts for the dead like papier-mâché cars, houses, and just about most consumer goods popular in the mortal world. One would expect to see paper versions of the latest iPhones, or even LED flat screens being burnt on the streets in hopes that the recipients would enjoy these things in the afterlife. Many would continue to pray by roadsides and crossroads and leave food offerings for other hungry ghosts as a gesture of compassion and to prevent them from intruding their homes. If done in the most earnest manner, the believer would enjoy good fortune and prosperity in the months to come. But if one is disrespectful or ignorant of such observances, the consequences could be severe. Here are 25 plus things that are forbidden, taboo, and generally things to avoid during the Chinese Hungry Ghost Festival. Number 1. Touching, stepping on, or kicking prayer items and offerings for the hungry ghosts, especially those placed by the roadside. These altars are set up to pay respects and extend offerings in order to appease the hungry ghosts, and they're believed to be offered up as food. If one were to mess with the offerings or even joke or complain about them, it is believed that spirits might get offended and attach themselves to these people and follow them back home. There have been stories where individuals who have stepped on such offerings were said to have suffered anything ranging from a mild stomach discomfort to their jaws being permanently dislocated from being slapped by the spirits, to possessions, hauntings, and even death. In the event that one were to accidentally step on these offerings, be sure to apologize or risk incurring the wrath of the spirits. Number 2. Staying outside after sundown, especially children and pregnant women. In Chinese mythology, ghosts are strongest at night, drawing from the yin energy that the moon gives off. In the month of the hungry ghosts, it is believed that yin energy is at its peak and the spirits are able to roam freely. Ghosts are drawn to the yang energy that the living gives off and is prone to follow individuals who are out at night in hopes of feeding off their energy, and maybe even possession for the more sinister ones. And children are much more susceptible to possession by wandering ghosts, while pregnant women are advised not to go out at all, as the spirits are exceptionally attracted to fetuses. Number 3. Drying out clothes at night. Clothes that are hung resemble a human figure, and restless spirits are drawn to it, and will try them on and eventually be brought into the house. It is also believed that they are being constantly tortured by extreme cold due to their yin nature, and will seek for warmth and clothing while roaming your world. Number 4. Whistling at night. Wandering spirits are drawn to whistling for some reason and will think that you are calling out to them and an invitation to come along. Instead of whistling, you may try humming. Oh, and singing attracts them too. Number 5. Talking about the supernatural. The Chinese has a saying that goes, 白天别讲人，晚上别讲鬼, which simply translates to don't talk about people in the day and don't talk about ghosts at night. It is believed that restless spirits are attracted to conversations about them, So avoid sharing ghost stories, watching supernatural horror movies, or listen to online stories such as this one. So if you're listening to this without your headphones during the Chinese 7th month, I'd like to apologize to you, as you may have already invited unwarranted attention from the netherworld. Number 6, talking to yourself. If there is some unsavory spirits wandering in your vicinity when you're mumbling to yourself, they might take it as an invitation to interact with them. Some of the more lonely ones would find themselves attached to you, and the more sinister ones might yearn for something more. Number 7, taking pictures or videos at night. Traditional belief states that cameras have the ability to capture and trap souls. So, unless you like to play supernatural Pokemon Go, taking selfies at night where the spirits are most active is generally not advisable. Your selfie might unintentionally turn into a Wi-Fi. Number 8, opening an umbrella indoors. It is believed that ghosts and spirits tend to seek shelter under umbrellas, and opening one indoors will be seen as an open invitation to them. Leaving umbrellas open outside of our house is also not advisable for the same reason, especially if it's black or red in color. Number 9, hanging wind chimes by your window or bed. Just like whistling, wandering spirits are attracted to the melodies of a wind chime. It is also believed that humans are most vulnerable to possession while they are asleep, and this belief is generally accepted in Eastern cultures as much as the Western ones. Number 10, leaving the front door open at night. Apart from physical worldly threat like robbers and invaders, an open door to your house, shop, or room might be seen as an invitation to enter and dwell. During the month of the hungry ghosts, spirits are looking for ways to stay in the realm of the living, and you don't want them staying in your house. Number 11, leaving sandals or shoes facing the headboard of your bed. Wandering spirits, upon seeing sandals, will tend to follow it in its direction, and if it's your bed, they will climb into bed with you. Best case scenario, you get a new bunk mate. Worst case scenario, you get a new body mate. Number 12, avoid spirit games. This is obvious whether you are from the East or West. Spiritual games like Ouija boards or the Eastern version Spirit Pen is the stupidest thing you can play during this month. The spirits are highly active, and the chances of you communicating with one is higher than usual. I'm sure you've seen enough movies to know what happens when one is attached to humans and simply refuses to leave. Number 13, stay away from bodies of water. Spirits are believed to be drawn to bodies of water like lakes, rivers, beaches, and even swimming pools. Particularly nasty spirits who have previously perished by drowning are believed to be actively seeking a tishan or replacement body near bodies of water. This is so that they can escape the torment of being drowned over and over again by drowning another person, so that they themselves can break free to be reincarnated. Swimmers who have encountered such spirits are said to have felt their ankles being pulled down and have managed to escape due to pure luck or someone else coming to their rescue. Witnesses describe the spirits to have pale, white, rotted, and bloated faces. Not a pretty sight. Number 14, camping or hiking in jungles or waiting under a tree or bus stop. Similar to umbrellas, the yin energy is said to be stronger under shades and shelters, and wandering spirits are drawn to it. Anyone found in close proximity to these shady spots are vulnerable to spiritual harassment and possession. Number 15. Killing of rare insects. Insects like moths, grasshoppers, and butterflies are believed to be manifestations of the spirit of ancestors visiting their family. So, think twice before you grab that newspaper or bug spray. Number 16. Turning around if called or tapped from behind. According to superstitious belief, a person possesses an unseen trinity of flame that protects an individual from negative energy. One on top of their head and two on both of their shoulders. And if a spirit pats you on your shoulder or calls you and you turn around, the flame on your shoulder will extinguish, upsetting the balance of yin and yang energy of your body. Spirits that do this are most often malicious and have intention to harm the living. This can be avoided by not walking alone at night, and if someone calls you from behind or taps you, turn your whole body instead of just your head. There are stories of people mysteriously falling sick and have even gone missing after encountering such spirits. Yes, I am aware of the fact that missing persons can't report spirit encounters, but you're listening to a horror show. Who cares about logic? Also, avoid patting someone on their shoulders, as this will extinguish their flames, leaving them vulnerable to negative energies. Number 17. Urinating on a tree. Like we've discussed, wandering spirits are drawn to shelters like trees and bus stops. And if you relieve yourself on a tree, you run the risk of giving these spirits an unexpected shower and will tremendously anger them. This will cause a multitude of problems, from strange fever, diarrhea, and swollen members. If you must relieve yourself, declare to the spirits clearly and loudly, "Please excuse me, I need to pee," before you unzip. Number 18. Painting your nails black, wearing high heels, and generally wearing black or red clothing. Painting your nails black may cause the spirits to think that you're one of them, as dead people have black fingertips due to the halt of blood flow in the body. While it may seem like a good idea to disguise yourself as one of them, the danger is that they might lead you back to hell when it is time for them to go home. Chinese believes that one is vulnerable to possession if their heels are constantly elevated above the ground, as, based on Chinese medicine, one of the major energy points is found beneath our ankles and can be an entry point for the spirits. The color red and black is also believed to be attractive to spirits, and it is advisable not to wear these colors for the entire month. Number 19. Stabbing chopsticks on a bowl of rice. Apart from looking rude, obscene, and generally disrespectful, chopsticks stabbed upright on a bowl of rice resembles joss-sticks. It is, number 1, inauspiciously cursing oneself to death and becoming a wandering spirit, and number 2, signaling any nearby spirits that the rice is actually for them and you are eating from their bowl of rice. Generally, you do not want to fight with the spirits for food. Number 20. Sitting in the front row of getais. Getais are Chinese operas that are temporarily staged during the month to entertain the spirits. It is a common sight that the front row of these shows are left vacant. Under no circumstances should you sit in these seats, as they are reserved for the VIPs. Number 21. Being careless with placing things on altars. In conjunction with most getais, there would be large-scale altars with a banquet of food and various offerings arranged in the most grand manner. An urban legend goes that a mother placed her child on the altar while preparing offerings and sacrifices. And when she turned to her child later, the child had already turned pale and passed away. The spirits have mistakenly devoured the child's life essence, assuming that it was just an offering. Number 22. Looking under the altars. The spirits, especially child spirits, like to consume the offering under the altars. And all I will say is that you do not want to come face to face with a ghost child mid-meal. I know I don't. Number 23. Picking up strange objects, talismans, coins from the ground. As part of the rituals, the living throw down coins and other objects on the ground to appease spirits in hopes that it will bring them good luck and prosperity for the rest of the year. Let's just say you don't want to be taken from wandering and potentially vengeful spirits. Number 24. Following strange smells or sounds. If you've seen horror movies and have yelled internally or externally at stupid protagonists who mindlessly goes to investigate a strange wailing or crying or knocking or footsteps or creepy child laughter or sing-song voices, then you know not to follow strange sounds during this month. Also, one might smell strange odors and aromas, for example, perfumes. Do not investigate. You're not a stupid horror movie protagonist. You're a smart person. Smart persons do not investigate strange smells and sounds, especially during the Chinese Ghost Festival. Number 25. Visiting someone in the hospital, attending a funeral, celebrating your birthday in the middle of the night, moving or renovating your home, holding a wedding ceremony, or starting a new business are all activities that is generally avoided during this month, as it is seen as inauspicious. Traveling to distant lands by plane or ships are avoided, as it is believed that mischievous or malicious spirits are known to have caused mishaps. There are many other things to avoid, like covering your forehead, staring at the spirits if you happen to make contact, crying, or even combing your hair at night, many of which I did not care to list down, as I can already sense some of you would simply dismiss these beliefs to be ridiculous, primitive superstition. Just don't say I didn't warn you.